Hi guys, welcome to the flight today. As we're going to do our return flight back to London Luton, as we came from Stansted up to Leeds, and we go from Leeds down to London Luton on our flight today with the 737-200 in Monarch Airlines. So don't forget to like and subscribe guys. Let's now with that navigate to the outside of the cockpit and start the aircraft when ready to go. Here we're on the 737-200 now as we get the aircraft all ready and set to go. So we get the battery on and guarded, standby power is guarded and ground power is on. We'll go overhead, get the one pump in, get the APU all started. As we leave that for 3 seconds, release, which is fine. We'll go to ground power and BAT. Irises don't need to be aligned as we're not using Civa or anything. Get the window heats on the gas per fan. We'll get our packs on. Let's go for a bleed off takeoff today. Get the APU bleed on as well for when that does come to life. Cruising altitude today that we'll be operating from over on the flight plan. We're going to 180. And elevation coming down into Luton Airport is 256. Those 526 ground is in. Have 18 to -3. Now I don't know how we get that to minus. I'll just leave that down to 0, I suppose. Lead on was 300. Okay, which is all checked. Everything else is all on board. The APU is on. We get the position light, which is on, and the collision light, which is also on. Get our logo on for the fun of it. We are on the emergency lights now. We get the no smoking and seatbelt signs are on. The APU can be switched over onto the gen. We go to APU gen and we get the aircraft all fully and set to go. QNHs as we leave out today is 1006. So it was 2971. Which is checked. 2971, which is also set and checked. All our lighting panels and everything are all on as we get them all set and ready to go as we light the cabin up. It's a little bit dark. So there we go, cabin's down, nice and lovely. So leaving out today as we check down on the departure, we're going to be taking the Nelsa departure for runway 14. That's going to basically take us out all the way to Pole, which is the 112, the small one. So 112, the small one, that will be leading us out onto the 263. Which is checked, leaving out of the runway heading up 14, which is going to be 138. Set, and for Pole when we leave we are looking at an altitude of flight level 7,000. Okay, so 7,000 which is in and ready to go. 2971 which is set on the altimeter as well. So that's pretty much us now all ready to leave, and as we are ready to go so we can get on all of our fuel. We're going to be doing bleeds off as well when we do come through. Electric hydraulics on, which are checked. Fuel damper can come on, which is also checked. And we are now ready for push and start. So get the aircraft pushed back, as BetterPushback doesn't work very properly. And we're ready for start now. What we can do is we get the aircraft ready and set to go, so the packs can go off. The APU bleed, which is on, and we're going to go for engine number 2. So we're going to see M2 start to increase once we light up 20%. The inject fuel, the GT exhaust will start to increase. I'll get in one and we get engine 2 to life. There's 20% coming in, which we're going to get all set. I'll weather radar as well, so if we've got anything in the vicinity. There's the GT starting to increase along with N1. And engine number 2 now is coming to life. Starter car is back. And number 2 is fully alive. Engine number 1 now can come on. Again, N2 starting to increase. 20% inject fuel, see GT start to rise. minus 20%, inject fuel, EGT is positive, and N2 is increasing, along with N1 which will slowly pick up rate. Leaving out, we're going to get pole in, we've got the 112.1 which is checked, and leaving out we've got the 110.9, and which is also checked and set, as we're going to be leaving out on runway heading, which is going to be 138. So as we go to our takeoff speeds now, we're on a flaps 5, 132, 133 and a 139, which we can set the bugs for. We'll set our speed down for a V2, it's going to be 139. So as I'm not looking to hit V2, we'll take up for a 175, which will be set and good for us. EPR is going to be 2.18, which will take off on takeoff. We're going to do a bleeds off as well. So I'm not going to turn off the APU or anything like that. I'm just going to get the engine all set and configured, ready to go. So APU bleed is on, as we're going to run it off. And then once we come after takeoff, we can then switch over the buses and get the aircraft all ready to go. So flaps 5 can come in. As we've got 132 for V1. Can release parking brake. Taxi lights can go on. Charge set, engine start switches low continuous, and we are ready to go. Checking out on the taxi, we're going to be taxiing down Alpha, take a right, then head on to 14, go up onto Echo, and then spin around. Once we leave out from Pole, we're going to be going to Manchester. Be a while. Is the left-hand turn that we're going to make once we leave off of onto Pole. So we'll leave it up to Echo, then turn around. And when we come out on the departure, we're going to be doing 2 DME from the localizer. So the localizer can go in now. We don't need to stick it on the course as we're going to be following the runway heading. Okay, so as we cross over the hold, we can now get the aircraft all ready to go. So runway turn-off lights can go on, strobe lights can go on, ding the cabin. Right hand turn onto the runway. Flaps 5 are set. Level 7,000, which is also on the MC. So I can right into Echo now, and then we'll turn around. make this a left-hand turn now to cross over the whole shore. We'll line up with the runway, get the aircraft configured before the bleeds off, and we'll get ready to go. So, cabin crew tickets is for departure. Okay, so we'll just start to slow it down, get the heading mode on, the pitch up as well. So we'll get it on after. As we line up now for runway 14. Okay, so we've got the brakes on. Now we can configure the aircraft. So we're leaving out the 13A. We're going to be taking from 2 DME from the India Lima Foxtrot Bravo. We're then going to make that left-hand turn onto the 263. We need to be for below 7,000 and above 3,000. So it's going to be a steep climb up to 221, which is down for our next fix, and we're coming in on the 263 course, which is set. Once we get down into Manchester, Manchester is going to give us our next coordinates. Once we come through on routing, it's going to be the 11355. Okay, which will preset, and so we can just see on DME number 2, which is right there, 37 nautical miles. So we are pretty much ready to go. Follow runway, head in 2 nautical miles, switch over the VORs, and then intercept onto the 263 for pole. So landing lights are on, engine start switches are low ignition, flaps 5 is set, auto brake is off, and we are now ready to go. On for our centre of gravity, and that's what we wanted to see, 21.1. So we'll set the trim now, just quickly. Okay, 21.1, which is set, and we are now ready to go. So we can release the brakes, can push forward on the column, we'll go up to 40%. We'll give a little 50 just to get it rolling. Before we do, just quickly before we do, I did forget one thing. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll get the aircraft fully configured with the bleeds off. So for the bleeds off takeoff, we've got the packs which can go on, which are checked. Isolation valve, which is closed, which is also checked. Engine bleeds are off, and the APU bleed is on using the APU, which is set and checked. So we are now fully ready to go. The landing lights are already on for us, ready to leave. Once we depart out, 2 DME out from the India Lima Bravo Foxtrot localizer. 2 DME, we then turn onto the 263 below 7,000 feet into pole, which is the 1121, which we've got the 1121. We've also got the 11355 for Manchester, which is 37 nautical miles, where we're going to track inbound to after pole, which is then going to take us all the way down, which should be really nice. So what we can do is we can release the brakes, we can power up to 50%, push forward on the column, and toga. Some winds. Let's be live. Back on the column. V1, rotate. What's it ready? Gear up. Okay, so as coming up now for the pitch indicator. As we go on to 180, and we can throw it back now. It's coming to our climb power. Go to flaps 1, which is checked, 2 DME out, we're going to turn onto the 265. So we can't get the autopilot in on 138 right now. Now we'll get the heading select in as well. 2 DME, there's 2 DME, we go onto the 265. Switch over from pole onto the 112. Flaps can be fully retracted. VOR lock, forward and nabs in. As we now control down to slow 240. AES is in. Navlock's now engaged, and the aircraft's now going to start to climb up for 7,000 feet. Once we leave around on pole onto that right hand turn, it needs to be above 3,000 feet, which is going to be just inbound 14 DME from pole. So let's just throttle back now. Let's try not to get too carried away with that speed. Turn the IES on again. Now we should climb up now to hold on for 240. After takeoff, we can switch over the buses now, which are checked. Go to Gen 1, get the pitos on, which are also checked. Isolation valves can go back. Engine bleeds can go on, APU bleed can go off as well, along with the APU, and we are all set and configured now. On our descent up, passing through 3008, past 3000 for 14 DME. And we are fully configured and locked in, inbound to pole, as we can see from the departure. Inbound to pole 3000 below, wind to above 3000 below 7, 3005 by 10. Currently tracking inbound onto the 263, which is set, as we're going to be coming up for 7,000 feet, so we don't need to be flying up too fast. Once we leave pole, then we'll climb up through to our next climb speed. Once we get into Manchester, which is going to be the 11355, which is in 30 nautical miles away. And when we track into Manchester, we're going to be taking the 187. So we're going to be tracking the 187 inbound, which will be from Manchester. So we can see on DME number 2, you can see on the RMI, we can see where Manchester is right now. As we move through, we're going to be taking the 185, so the RMI needle is going to keep moving down to the left once it passes through, and we're going to carry on heading on 263, which will then move us around. So we'll get the HSI set ready, and we'll intercept within a few nautical miles. It's always best, I'd say, to switch over the frequency and then track your course, because if you track the course with the frequency from the last one still in, it's going to just basically set the navlock to start moving left to right, and you don't really want that when you're trying to plan ahead. So 6,000 now. As we're coming right in now for pole, we need to hold 7,000. Now we've hold 7,000, we can go up to 180, which is in, and we're going to just push forward now as we go up to 24. Inbound to pole, or 8 DME to go into pole. It just rise up for around 3,000 feet per minute. As we left park, engine start switches can go to off. Fasten seatbelts can be turned off now as we climb through. Holding 240, flaps are fully retracted. As we get 6 nautical miles now. As we get a few nautical miles in here, then we're going to switch the frequencies over to the 11355, and then we've got the 185 coming in. You can see with the RMI now, it's just slowly moving, so we're going to stay on the 263 until the RMI for Manchester moves downwards, and once it does, then we can intercept onto that 187. We're going to be intercepting downfall. So we just need to 10,000 feet. We can get our landing lights, which can go off, runway tunnel lights, all our taxis, which can go off. Get the QNHs as well, back over to 299 at 2. Which are checked. This is 3 nautical miles away now. We are going to move over to Manchester, so we're going to switch Manchester over. We're going to be going to the 185. 186. So HSI is already set up. There you can see the RMIs now. So the RMI is telling us the direction of the VOR, and we're going to move straight. So then the VOR moves past us. And once it gets to about 186, just here, that's where you start to see the HSI start to move. The aircraft's still in navlock mode, and there we go, it's starting to make that left-hand turn, it's intercept. The aircraft's fully fully controlled in the ascent. Let's come up for 2,000 feet per minute. Can increase speed now. As we now move up to our cruise onto the climb. And now we're going to track inbound to Manchester. From Manchester, we're then going to be tracking down into Daventry, which is going to take us to the 149. Then on our way to Barkway, we're going to then I'll go through the procedure with you guys. So as we go up to our climb speed now, you're just going to start to pitch up. Again, now track in. Always keep your head in track, the same track as your course. So then if the nav does turn off, you're not going to turn onto that heading straight away. You'll carry on to the same heading that you was using before you left. 20 nautical miles as we get Daventry in now. Daventry is going to be the 11640. And Britain's Park is going to be the 117.5. So just keep an eye on Britain's Park. We see 96 nautical miles. Pass through 14,400 feet for around 3,000 feet per minute. Can turn the gear off. So as you can see, guys, it is very smooth to fly with this aircraft. But I would definitely tell anyone to jump on the VR to VR navigation, as it is very useful to have, and I think it's more enjoyable when things do go the right way. So it's more, I find it more enjoyable to fly than the screens. I still fly the 737-800, but the 200, the 747-200, you can, and the 727, you can play all of the same V1 navigation. They both have all the same instruments, i.e. the RMI indicator, along with the HSI, horizontal situation indicator, and basically everything you need is here, so you can use that with the 747, the 72, and the 737-200 as well. So as we're now approaching up to our speed, we can start to slow the aircraft down. As the aircraft's going to start to pitch down now. So there we are, guys. That is the ready for our top of descent, ready to come into runway 25 for London Luton Airport. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Welcome back to the flight deck as we're at flight level 180. On the arrival down, we're going to be coming in, which is going to be the arrival star coming in for runway 25, as we can see. Our initial approach fix as we come through is going to be 19 DME from Brooklands Park. We're going to track Barkway in, and then once the RMI moves over, we'll track Brooklands Park. 19 DME is the initial approach fix, and then 11.8 DME from Brooklands Park. We're then going to make that right-hand turn, which takes us onto the 254 to intercept into Luton. We've got the 345 NDB, which we can get in as well. We've got the 345 NDB, make sure that's on ADM, which it is now, as we can start the descent down. As we want to get down for 6,000 and then 3,000 feet, so we'll get down to 3,000. We'll get 6 initially in, we can go to IAS mode. Start to pull back on the throttle now, and we can decrease our speed so we can come down for around 270. Throttle's fully back, 60 nautical miles to go, so we can fly level 170. We can get our engine start switches, which are low ignition. Seatbelt signs can now go on until we're going to get ready, as we get ready to come in. So as we're tracking now 17 nautical miles to Daventry, which is on the 11640. We're going to be switching over to the 11625, which is going to take us to Barkway. And we've also got the Brookman's Park, which is going to come in the 11750. So Brookman's Park, if we check on the RMI, which is right here, we're going to move over to Barcoin, which is going to take us onto the 104. And then once we get to the 104, we're going to intercept track the 188, which will be back inbound. So once the RMI comes over to 188, we can then switch over to Brookman's Park, which will then drag us in and get us ready for the arrival. Passing through 16,800 feet. Going to take an auto brake max, as it does take quite a while for the aircraft to slow down. Just to check, the airport elevation is 526, we've got 520, but over 523, which is coming in. Trans is going to be for 5,000 feet. We get the METARs in as well. So we come through, coming in for 285, we can slow it down for 270. Let's try back just a little more. Checking out for Luton's weather down on the METARs. QNH is 1012, which will flick over around 6,000 feet. This will be 10 kilometers overcast at 1,200 feet. QNH is 1012, and we've got 220 at 12 knots, so plus divide that by 6. That's near enough a headwind. And that's going to be on for our arrival. So for landing, we are bugging a flaps 30. 132 plus 6, which is going to give us our 138, which is all set and checked for us. Engine anti-ice got on, fuel heats on as well. As we come down that descent, passing through 15,000 feet, there's Daventry getting ready to come in, and we're going to be taking that in onto the 104. There's 104, which is in, and we'll get that ready in as nav block is in as well, so we can punch the 104 in, which is checked. HSI is now moved over, and as we move through, we're going to take that on to the 188. So the aircraft will take a left-hand turn now, and as we now move on, as we've got both HSIs now, onto the 116 to 117, which is in for DB number 2, which is this big chunky one. Once that gets round to 188, as we're coming inbound onto the 188, we're then going to basically move downwards. Ready to take that right hand turn at Brookman's Park, 11 dm out at 3,000 feet. The ADF is also in for Luton as well, which will come to life once we do come nearer. As we are now 43 nautical miles as Brookman's Park and Park, we're practically both near to each other. As the aircraft now makes that left hand turn, we can see winds as well as we come through. Passing through 13,000 feet, and set the bugs in for the approach. As we've got everything right there. 138 is going to be coming in. As we pass through 12,005. So there's that left hand turn. Pass through 12,000 feet. I'm going to come down for 6 and then down to 3 on the descent. Not sure we can be turned off now. So we've got all of our frequencies which are in. All we need is the 109.15, which we'll get ready. So we just need in Brookman's Park. Once we've switched over onto Brookman's Park, then we can get the ILS all in ready to intercept. As we pass through 11,000 feet now, we're going to slow up to 10,000. There's 36 nautical miles to go. So there's 10,000 coming in. Landing lights can go on, which are checked. Lots of seatbelt signs, which are on. So, when this RMI needle, this big chunky one, which is for the DOE number 2, comes around near to 188, then we can get ready to intercept. as we are following the 104. So seeing as we are tracking sort of inbound with the winds as well, we could put the 188 in. We'll do it when we get just a little bit closer, as there 3 nautical miles is Brooklands Park and here is Barkway. So we're just using the tracking for Barkway to then move on to the 188 for Brooklands Park. So we can see the RMI, which is slowly moving to the right as we continue on down 100. So this is the direction that we're heading in right now, and this is where the RMI is direction for the Brooklands Park view. We're going to inbound onto the 188, which we're going to see the RMI needle move more and more and more to the right as we're looking to go past it, and then we're going to intercept just briefly as we come through. So there's 10,000 feet coming in. We are under 250, just holding around for 235, 236. 6,000 feet, we'll get the QNHs back over to 1012. Aircraft is handling very nice. I would encourage anyone to get involved in the VOR to VOR navigation, make that right hand turn as we need to come through, as we're going to intercept down at 11.8 DME, so 19 point, we're going to basically just move into the hold. We can just move through 20 DME from Brooklands Park. Can slide through, but if we didn't have this back in the day, then we will carry on just as we want. So we're currently around 18 DME, we're going to join in onto the arrival, and next up after Brooklands Park, we've got 10915. That's going to take us in for the 1175. Okay, so there's a 1175. There's the RMI, which is just nearly there as we're just getting ready. Then we've got the 109.5, which is going to be for London Luton. Looks a bit fiddly, but it is all above board. Everything is all good. So we've got Hidden currently in. There's the RMI now, just slowly moving around to 188. So we're going to start to move the plane around. As we're going to take that right hand turn. Can get the nav lock in as well. There's no swing round to intercept. There's the 188 coming in. Nav lock should go green. That's the 1175, which is in and set. So we are pretty much running parallel to it. We're going to make that left-hand turn at 11.8 DME as we come down for 3,000 feet. As the aircraft comes down, we can start to slow the aircraft once we move in. So there's the nav lock now, which is going to move us in for the 188, which is checked. Now what we can do is we can start to bring the control column over as we get the aircraft ready for our arrival. Passing through 4,800 feet. 11.8 DME at 3,000. So once we level up, just for a round when we hit 12, we're going to be going on to the 254. Get the NVB in as well. Okay, there's 12. Can hit that. We're going to heading mode now. We'll go over, switch over the ILS. Get that one in. And there's 3,000, which we're going to get ready to do. As we now make that right hand turn, as we can see, the 254, which is going to take us on for the NDB, which we can see is right there. And as we wait for the localizer and everything to come in, we're going to be coming down for 3,000 feet. Once we hit 3,000 feet, we'll then be coming inbound, which is going to take us at 7.7 DME from the localizer. So we can slow the aircraft right up now. Now we're dropping to the flaps 5. 109.15. There we go. There's 109.15. There's an nav etc. coming in. And we've got 254 coming through. As the aircraft now slowly starts to make its descent, we have captured the glide slope, so we're going to flaps 10 so we can get our speed down. Checked. Got 1012 in, which is also checked. Speed brakes are armed. F15, good now. We've got 138 coming down in on the runway. That's passed through 2,000 feet for 1012, which is checked. So for our landing check, we've got landing gear, which is down 3 green. We are established on the ILS, which is locked in and checked. Landing lights, runway turn off lights can now go on. Engine start switches are low continuous. As we come down now, we're going to the flaps 30 and start to get our speed. Runway is inside. Fully established. 2 red, 2 white. As we come back through now, we'll get our speed back down. So we'll just hold on. As I'm happy now, we can disconnect the autopilot. And I have control of the aircraft, so it's pretty rocky. 1,000 checked. Actually was a really nice flight, did enjoy it myself. Everything did work out, as you can see. So as we get ready now, as we taxi on out, get the speed brakes back in, the flaps can be fully retracted. As we now taxi off of the runway, so we can come off. We still had a little bit of runway left to spare. As we taxi off to the right, and we come back into stand. Get the landing lights and everything off once we level up on the turn. As we've got joystick down throttles, we're using the yaw on the front panel of the throttles. So if I take the hands off of that, then take the hands off the steering. So here we go, let's get the landing lights all off. When we turn off lights off, taxis can go off, strobes are all on, everything's good there. Fasten seatbelt signs can go off, and engine lights will get that off as well. And welcome to London Luton Airport, guys. Let's just taxi off of Bravo now. We can get ourselves all ready and set to go, so we can turn off the flight directors, which are set. Aircraft's fully back to its normal state as we leave through. The only thing we didn't put in was the minimums, which would have been 200 feet. Let's take this left-hand turn off the runway and we'll taxi on to stand. Onto the main apron. We'll get the aircraft all ready and fully configured, so everything is all set. We can go and get the APU on. So that is how you do the V1 to V1 navigation, guys. It is fairly straightforward. The HSI and the RMI, they're going to be best friends when doing it. Once it tweaks, then you're going to really enjoy flying the old school aircrafts 100%. As we come around the bend now, we can look for a stand. As we come around. Just stabilising. As we bring the aircraft round onto the front panel of the apron, take the next stand coming up on our right. It's going to be switched on. Okay, so there we are, guys. Get the parking brake on, switch over the APU, which should be set, and there we are back in London Luton Airport. So I hope you guys enjoyed the flight. I'm going to leave you with the landing cinematics. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Support the channel if you enjoyed the V1 to V1 navigation and you want to learn more on how to fly with the old school aircrafts like the 747-200, the 727-100 and 200 Advanced, and the 737-200. So don't forget to check in and subscribe to the channel so you can stay on board for all the latest updates. So see you all very soon, guys. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.